Behind brand lines. Behind brand lines.
Founder and CEO.
Hold on. What?
Welcome to Behind Brand Lines. Behind brand lines. Behind brand lines.
If you were to start a boutique, how would you do it?
I would buy comments sold.
You'd buy the company?
No, I don't know. I really don't know. I always hear ads on the radio for like Squarespace and different platforms like that, and they sound so convincing. They're like, buy Squarespace and then you can create your business in 5 days and blah blah blah. But when you really look down at it, I think I would need to think about this for probably like 2 weeks because I don't know.
It really is. I think that's the thing. There's like so much noise. Like when I talk to up and coming boutique owners, there's this constant pressure to like do it all, right? Like you see someone else selling, doing comments sold and doing these great lives. And then you see other people killing it, just doing ads in Shopify, not having to model at all or not having to do lives at all. And then you see people suddenly like, oh, they're selling through TikTok Shop and all of these things. And there's just this pressure that you need to be doing it all, especially now that so many of these softwares like connect with each other. So I thought today would be really good if we went through all the different platforms and talked about what is best suited for who. And so we've kind of narrowed it down to Shopify, comments sold, Amazon, TikTok Shop, and Etsy. So without further ado, should we get started?
Let's get started.
Alrighty. So Shopify is often used as the brain for everyone's companies, right? It's like the holder of truth, they call it. So it's really your online store, but also could be your inventory source. It could be your fulfillment platform. It could be the thing that connects to all the different apps, comments sold, well, now video, but Amazon and Etsy, and it'll, even TikTok Shop, it'll connect to. Meta Shops, it'll connect to. So what it does is it becomes this like central hub for everything, right? So why people get onto Shopify, the pros are they have like, you can do full branding on it, customization. There's really not much competition. Like Shopify is the leader in this. And one other thing that they do that like TikTok doesn't let you do is you own your customer relationships. So it's like when TikTok orders come in, we'll talk about TikTok a little bit later, but you actually get your customer data, you own that customer data. And again, like I mentioned, it integrates with everything. Some of the cons, obviously, with Shopify is that it requires you to bring in traffic. So whether you're doing through paid ads, whether you're doing it through organic content, you are having to go find that traffic and bring them to your website. There are some monthly fees, and if you get over a certain threshold, then they could be really high, like $2,500 a month. So we have to pay that. We pay $2,500 a month for a Shopify website. And then there's, of course, that's just the minimum. Then you have all the app costs, right? So like video charges $200 a month, and then all the different apps, there's all sorts of things. And then doing the logistics and like the shipping and all that, that's like additional. That's all on you as well to do. So person who's kind of dabbling, like, should they start a Shopify? The ideal seller strategy for this would be like, you have to be really keen on like email marketing, social media, and ads to drive your traffic to your website. And then using Shopify as your holder of truth, or something that's very robust like Shopify is your holder of truth. You have to really lean in on that. Be ready for that. You can't have separate inventory for your brick and mortar and separate inventory for Shopify. Like you'll need to find a way where they constantly talk to each other. And then offering exclusive collections and VIP perks could be another strategy on Shopify, where you are doing exclusive drops or, or whatever, the way to really get people excited about that channel for you. So I would say Shopify is a pretty good channel to have if you don't have one.
And I love Shopify. We use video. We do a lot of live selling on the wholesale side as well. It's been a pretty smooth process for us. We love it. So 10 out of 10. We love, but comments sold. So comments sold is best known, and it's honestly just best for live selling in general. Social commerce, automation for boutique owners. So let's talk about the pros. So like I said, it's really good for live selling, fully automates social selling on Facebook, Instagram, and your website, which is amazing. So when you are selling off of Comment Sold, you can automatically just stream it on all of those platforms, which is amazing. How many times am I going to say amazing?
Well, I mean, it's a good system, so it's warranted.
Someone should keep track of the amount of times I say that. It also includes a mobile app for your boutique as well, which is amazing. So if you are a live seller, like we have an app as well. And so when we do live sell, a lot of people do tend to watch on an app. I feel like it's easier. I as well partake in buying stuff from live sales. And my favorite thing is to go on the app because it's always so much easier to buy off of an app, in my opinion. And I think everybody else would agree on that. Also, auto invoices customers from the live sales and comments, which is amazing. I remember, that's amazing times 10, by the way. I remember someone talking to me about a live sale, a different way to live sell, basically. And she was like, we just invoice through PayPal. We don't do anything else. We just invoice them directly. And
That's how we started too, yeah.
everybody started like that. And she's like, I'm not kidding you guys. When we switched over to Comment Sold, it was the best thing ever. And it takes the hassle out of it. So another pro, it also encourages repeat buyers and urgency with live drops. So if you're pushing this product on live sales on your app or on your website or all these different platforms, you are creating such a commotion and creating urgency, and people are going to get excited. And live selling in general is just amazing. But with everything, it comes with cons. So monthly fee required. Obviously, you're going to have to pay monthly for this. Do you know how much it is off the top of your head?
So they changed it a little bit when Shopify changed their integration system. So Comment Sold is like its own website now and has its own database. But if you still want to use Shopify as your holder of truth, now Comment Sold has built a app called Video to connect to your Shopify. So that monthly is $200 for us.
Okay. Works best if you have engaged social following. So you kind of already need to have a social following for this to work. And you must be comfortable on camera for live selling. It is definitely an adjustment, but it doesn't take long. You need to be comfortable and tried and true on what you're selling. Know what you're selling, love what you do. But yeah, so an ideal selling strategy, if you did want to use Comment Sold, is to host weekly live sales. Be consistent. Have a live schedule set up for your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever it is. Make sure you have consistency. Automate comment selling to capture impulse buyers. So do something special for your VIP customers. Might as well launch a boutique app for your VIPs, your loyal customer base. That's a huge thing. Your loyal customers are going to spend more money with you because A, they trust you, B, you're a live seller, so they're hanging out with you on a consistent basis. Do something for them. Create this strategy so you can be successful on Comment Sold and you can set yourself up for success for live selling, because it is a process and might as well use every single little strategy there is.
Yeah, I think what's really important thing that you said was you must be comfortable on camera selling live. And that's such an overlooked thing. You just think that, oh, boutiques sell live and that's just something that we should all know how to do. Honestly, it's very hard to do. and you have to do it day in, day out. And you're going to be sometimes on camera and there's literally two people watching you, and you're going to be thinking, what the hell? What am I doing here? Well, you have to still stay the course. You have to know that this is something you've committed to, and that if you do have that personality that people want to know, want to meet, they're going to be attracted to you, and they're going to tell other people about you too. So, so if you think you have what it takes to like really build this online community, and people like your style and they like how you dress up things, you may be really well suited for live selling. But if that's not really your thing, like you are really enjoy the buying side, and you really are keen on good photography and things like that, Shopify could still be the best source for you. I knew a boutique. They've now since then have shut down, but at their heyday, they were doing $12 to $13 million a year, and not a single live sale would they ever do. And I asked them, I was like, everyone's doing live selling. Can you imagine if you started doing live selling? She's like, that's just not my style. Like she never wanted to be, she was always behind the camera. She hired models, and to think like she was doing $12 million a year, not ever being seen on camera. So that goes to show that you can find great success and never have to be in front of the camera.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
Well, so let's also talk about when it does come to being behind camera, there are certain marketplaces that you can also start to look into. So Amazon is something that surprisingly a boutique owner said that she has found a lot of success with. So what she does is she connects her Shopify to a Amazon seller profile, and the key thing is with Amazon is you have to be carrying the same products all the time. So Amazon is not a place for really trendy things. It is all built on customer assurance. So if something has good reviews, people will buy it, right? But if it doesn't have good reviews, or if it's super trendy and it shows one review and it's 4 stars, you're generally not going to buy it because you're just automatically going to assume that this is not going to be good. Well, Amazon listings take a while to optimize. So it's overall, Amazon's really good if you have the right product, if you are wanting to do a lot of volume in it, and it's like mainstream, like core pieces, really essential apparel. Like if you're selling like a beanie, as an example, like beanies have not changed in the last 100 years probably, right? And so you can set, if you have a really cool looking beanie and people are searching for beanies, you have to be ready to carry that color or that style for a long time. The pros again is like the built-in customer trust. So Amazon banks on reviews. Like they need to know that customers are, and they'll improve your listing results, like where you show up in the results based off of how many reviews you have, how much trust people have in your product. So often Amazon sellers are having to they find themselves having to give a lot of free stuff out. And they'll put it in different Amazon groups and things like that, and saying like, here's a free code, go grab this and write me a good review, right? And so people will literally go get free stuff and write reviews on Amazon, so it improves people's listings. You can use Amazon FBA. So this is another channel that if you don't want to have a warehouse, you want to have all your fulfillment done by someone else, Amazon's the best in the business at it, right? So if you have Amazon FBA on your products that are coming from Shopify or wherever your holder of truth is, Amazon is going to put that Prime logo on your product, and you can get all your customers are getting 2-day free shipping, right? So they'll handle all your shipping, all your returns, things like that. Here's some cons though. You have to have some high margin items on there because they take a big chunk of your product. So 15% they take just in seller commissions, and then they take costs on the fulfillment side as well. So they make money on the commissions of the products that you sell. Then they make money on the fulfillment. and they start to charge you if your products are not selling so fast. There's like aging fees and stuff like that get charged. So if it's sitting on the shelf and not moving, they start charging you a storage fee for it to sit there. So there's so many different ways Amazon makes money. Oh, I didn't even mention the ads. If you start to sponsor your products, like that's a whole other thing. Look, the key thing is like Amazon is not for everyone. It's definitely if you have the right product, the right niche thing, and you're ready to go deep on inventory for it, because it's like something that hundreds of thousands of people can actually carry, then you've gotten the right product. I think the ideal strategy, though, is, again, back to core pieces, and then being really focused on how you show up in search results. So optimizing the product titles, descriptions, maybe even using Amazon ads early on to boost your rankings is probably ideal.
Okay, now we're going to talk about one of my favorite apps, TikTok Shop. I love TikTok, and you guys, TikTok is the best for trendy and very impulsive driven viral fashion pieces. When you get on TikTok Shop and you're scrolling, you cannot tell me that you are not seeing the most viral products that are immediately popping up on your screen. Right now, literally all I see are camo pants and some perfume collaboration that's like vanilla and cream. I don't even know, but it's viral right now. So it pushes your products is what I'm trying to say. It pushes the viral, trendy products. So let's kind of talk about the pros. Explosive growth potential. When you think of TikTok, you think of viral videos that explode out of nowhere. Like literally, sometimes it might just be the most random thing, but it will explode. You never know, but you have that potential. Short form video boost, product discoverability. So just the shorter films, you're not having to film a long YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a short clip. Short form video boost product discoverability. So creating short clips of you trying on the clothing, literally anything, an unboxing. All these little short films can literally explode overnight. You never know. If it's a viral product, it'll explode. Direct integration with live selling and influencers. Influencers play a huge part in TikTok Shop, you guys. I have seen everything from influencers. They will promote these products, and if it's the right one, it's gonna sell out. Like I can't even describe it. Like an example would be influencers are taking over TikTok Shop. For example, the comfort hoodies and sweatshirts, you cannot tell me that you have not seen that at least once or twice, maybe 10 times. Influencers will try these on and it'll explode. So influencers are playing a huge part in this. So if you can send your product to influencers, or if your product is on the TikTok Shop and they buy it because they like it and they show the product, immediate boost. It's insane. Low marketing cost, first of all. You're not really having to pay for marketing just by posting it on TikTok. Of course, you can boost your post and pay that way, or you can do ads, but you really don't have to pay. You just post the right, fun, viral video, and that does all the work for you. Now, of course, there are some cons. Requires constant content creation. I'm talking, you got to make a lot of videos. You got to make, like how many do you think daily?
Like at least 4 to 5.
4 to 5 videos. Like some people make 10 to 15. They put the work in. But you never know what's going to go viral. So you have to continuously make content. It's a very unpredictable algorithm. I feel like you can talk about bread, and then the next thing you know, you're going to get bread on your For You page. So you never know what's going to get pushed. You never know when your product's going to get pushed. So that's why you need to constantly make that content. Not all demographics shop on TikTok Shop. Okay, so not everybody's shopping on there. Maybe not your specific clientele. They might not be shopping on TikTok Shop, but you might find new clientele that'll shop and buy your stuff. So those are kind of the cons. An ideal seller strategy for you is to try and go viral. What? It doesn't hurt. Okay. Try and go viral with the short form, try on styling videos. Possibilities are endless. There's so many different ways you can try and go viral. People love to see the behind the scenes. They want to see the work that you put into something. Just show everything. Everything is content. Think about it that way. Partner with TikTok creators and influencers. We're going back on the influencers. They really do play a huge part. Now, the thing is, influencers, they're only going to help you if they're benefiting in some way. That is one thing that you need to think about. If they're not making commission off that product, or they didn't get it for free, or they're not getting something out of it, they're less likely to want to share your product unless they truly, truly love it and they already buy your product. Think about it like that. So find ways to get creative with influencers. Find different ideas to get them to push your product. And then use flash sales, limited time drops. You don't have to go crazy on the discounts, because I think TikTok offers discounts, right?
Yeah, so they'll subsidize, they'll do coupons where they pay for a portion of that transaction. And they're really trying to get people more and more comfortable with TikTok Shop.
So TikTok does offer things like that. So don't go crazy with the discounts, but be creative, think outside the box. Again, this kind of goes back to live selling. So
yeah. And I think it's becoming clear that TikTok wants it to be very easy for anyone to boost a post. It used to be on Meta where like you'd need to have an ad account and this and that, and like to really think about even promoting a post. And TikTok made it normal, where it's like you, as a creator, even if you're not selling a product, if you want more views, people are now throwing $15 here and there at no shade.
I did that. Okay. I wanted to test it out and it works.
She did it for this podcast just to test it out. Yeah. So we owe her $15. But the point is that TikTok Shop is definitely a behemoth. It's really growing. Apparently it's like surpassing, it's already surpassed Meta shopping a long time ago. It's surpassed Google shopping, which is another platform that people do. Like if you do shopping.google.com, like you can shop through Google as a platform, but it's surpassed all of that. And it's because of the social component of it and the demonstration. Moving on. So the last one that we're going to talk about, and is a surprising one, is Etsy. So why are we talking about Etsy? Is because people sleep on Etsy. Etsy has always been this spot for like unique, like handmade vintage finds. But what our industry does really well is we do like really unique boutique clothing as well. So maybe Aloe probably won't do well on Etsy, or Old Navy won't do well on Etsy. But let's say if you are carrying one of our Christmas tops, right? And it's super unique, you can sell it to a person on Etsy who's looking for something unique, right? So if you are, if you have a tendency to go buy these unique items at market and stuff, consider pushing those to Etsy. The pros are there's a built-in audience. People are there to shop, and they are looking for unique finds. So it's very niche, very artisan type of buyer base. It is much lower competition than Amazon. So while Amazon also is a place where people are shopping, there is significantly lower competition, also significantly lower traffic, which is why there's the case. But Etsy does again have this really unique appeal to it. Because it's so unique, customers are willing to pay more on Etsy. It's part of the same story that you like to say when you go to like a farmer's market and you find something really unique and say, oh, I got this at a farmer's market. People like saying they bought stuff on Etsy. It adds a little edge to them, gives the person more depth. And if they bought it from your boutique that's listed on Etsy, why not? Some of the cons is that, of course, Etsy does take a commission on all transactions. It's not 15%. I don't remember how much it was, but on top of that, they also have a listing fee. At the cheapest, I remember the listing fee was like $1 per listing. So this way it was like, if someone goes on there and lists 20,000 items and expects nothing to sell, like Etsy you're using their servers and stuff to store all those items, they're going to want a piece of that. So it's like $1 per item. Maybe it's more now. You can't really control your brand there. So there is a tendency on Etsy where you do get people copying and things like that, which is unfortunate. But Etsy doesn't put your brand in front. They put your product front and center. And lastly, the other thing I've noticed on Etsy is that you only really start to see success once you have a lot of high ratings and a lot of engagement. So if people are actually buying your products and they're leaving you good reviews, you tend to show up a lot higher. Again, if you have really unique items and the way you've done your SEO and like your search titles and stuff, if you've done a good job on that, you could potentially hack your way to show up higher in results. But Etsy does give confidence to buyers, by showing how many sales that seller has. So a seller will show like, oh, this person has sold 2,800 of these pieces, or 10,000 of this style or whatever. And so that gives people a confidence that, oh, people are buying this, I'm going to buy that. Now, if you go to a seller that doesn't have as many of those, then you're probably going to be a little reluctant. The ideal strategy, again, for boutique owners is sell unique things. So if you have some boutiques also work with like local artists and stuff. You could potentially take local artwork from your local artist that you're selling in your boutique and say, I'm going to go ahead and push this to Etsy as well and see if it sells there. And then using high quality photos that show the artisan side of it is also really important. Plain white background and stuff doesn't necessarily work on Etsy. You do need to show almost the process on how much love was put into that. So showing like a different type of flat lay than what you would show on Amazon or on your website is really good. And then also solicit for reviews and ratings through Etsy is going to be a really important strategy as well. So we should go over the verdicts.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want to, or I'll say the first one. So Amazon is really, really good if you want high volume sales on the same products. What do you think about Comment Sold?
Comment Sold, you have to be comfortable live selling. It is a live selling platform. So if you want to use it for that, it's going to do wonders. Okay.
And if you want to build your own brand and you're good at building your own traffic, Shopify is a must. Any kind of good website platform can also replace that, but Shopify is honestly the most robust website platform out there.
TikTok Shop is great if you love trendy, viral fashion, and that is what you're selling. Also, if you love making content, marketing, TikTok Shop is for you.
Yep. And lastly, if you are the type of boutique or retailer that sells unique or niche items, Etsy is definitely something you should explore. So hopefully this episode took out a lot of the noise of what should you do when you get into the boutique world, or you're exploring digital selling and you're not necessarily doing a brick and mortar anymore or whatever. You're just trying to expand ways to sell. Don't try to do it all. Really have your strategy in place and think how you can go all in on those. So if you're going to do live selling, make that your whole thing, right? But you can't go live selling and Etsy. Like the chances of you finding great success in both is very low. So keep those things in mind. And with that being said, cheers, guys.
Bye.